Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Associated Press that was published on March 28th, written by Jonathan Lemire and Jill Colvin. Trump turns Mueller probe's findings into political weapon. So him pointing out that the Mueller probe basically exonerates him as turning it into a weapon. This is when the left and the Democrats, the legacy media, anyone on that side has used the Mueller probe as a weapon without any evidence in it, you know. And they're going to try to play it this way. Talk about projection. Because it truly is projection. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Presenting himself as both vindicated and vindictive, a fired-up President Donald Trump on Thursday turned the findings of the Russia investigation into a political weapon at a Michigan rally that was part victory lap, part 2020 campaign push. You see, because he can actually use the findings of the report to say, look, see, I told you it was a witch hunt. Look, Democrats became unhinged and pulled this shit that I told you they pulled. They're trying to say he's using it as a weapon. What is he supposed to do? Just leave it there and not touch it? Well, that would be politically expedient for them, and that's what they would hope he would do. Sorry, that's not how life works. Trump unleashed a fervent diatribe about the inquiry, which he deemed the greatest hoax in the history of our country. Yeah, pretty much. He warned that those behind the probe would be held accountable, because they should, aired his grievances about the unfair media coverage, and seethed that the matter was an attempt to tear up the fabric of our great democracy, which all of those things are true. Sorry that hurt your fifis, but you got called out, and I know the truth can hurt. After 3 years of lies and smears and slander, the Russia hoax is dead, said Trump. This was nothing more than a sinister effort to undermine our historic election victory and to sabotage the will of the American people, which he's dead on balls accurate with that one. I don't see any problems with what he said. I don't see him using the Mueller probe's findings as a weapon when he's saying stuff like that. The rollicking 82-minute speech unfolded before a boisterous crowd in a key state that Trump swiped from Democrats in 2016. It marked his first political event since Attorney General William Barr released a summary that said Special Counsel Robert Mueller found no evidence that his campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government to influence the 2016 election. Yeah. So him pointing that out again is him somehow weaponizing it? Is him somehow using it as a political weapon? Excuse me? This is how delusional these people are. This is sad. With the cloud of the probe largely lifted, Trump is hoping to win re-election by keeping Michigan and several other Rust Belt states in his column. He's going to do it by a landslide, you dumb shits. Just play it down a little bit. You guys screwed the pooch. You secured him basically winning. Dumb fucks. Thank you, by the way. It's going to be so much easier the second time. We're 1 for 1, Trump boasted. He basked in the adulation of his supporters at the Grand Rapids rally. The packed crowd, some of whom began to line up the night before, delivered a deafening roar for the president while unleashing its vitriol as he bashed the media and Democrats. Vitriol. Ooh, you don't like it that the people are not liking you? Or the Democrats? Get bent. Go fuck yourselves. And this idea of the president, it's a proper noun. You are referring to him. It's supposed to be capitalized. Go learn fucking English. The president, capital P, linked Mueller's probe with the myriad of investigation launched by the House Democrats and tried to make the case that after Mueller's findings, further inquiries are partisan overreach. Because they are. Because both houses of Congress already did investigations along with Mueller doing an investigation, and none of them found a goddamn thing. If there is an investigation at this point, it's because Democrats are beating this like a dead horse because they've got nothing else. That's partisan. That's an overreach. The Democrats now have to decide if they will continue to defraud the American public with this ridiculous bullshit, said Trump, who urged the opposing party to instead work with him on issues like infrastructure repair and drug pricing. Yes, I agree with that. They defrauded the American people, and they got a choice. They can try to continue, or they can grow up, act like adults, because most of them are pretty much geriatrics at this point, you know, Or they can be infantile children like Ocasio-Cortez, who, you know, acts like she's 12. They've got a choice. Do they want the death of the party, or do they want people to fall back asleep and maybe vote Democrat down the road? While Trump's base has long been suspicious of Mueller, the president's team believes independents and moderate Democrats who backed him in the last election, but have since soured, may return to the fold if convinced he was unfairly targeted. No, they knew that. I love this shit. The independents, because I'm an independent and I voted for him, we all knew it. Pretty much all of us knew it. We knew you people were full of shit. That's why we voted for fucking Trump. The first time, you dumb shits, when you were trying to demonize him and say all this shit about him that wasn't true and try to paint him in a certain light that wasn't the actual lighting of the situation with him. We saw through it then. We saw through Mueller now. Oh my God! You try to make it sound like, oh well, yeah, we actually won people over. Fuck you. They knew you were full of shit back then. Don't worry. Trump used the moment to heighten his attacks on the media, which many Trump supporters believe unjustly fanned the flames of special counsel's probe in an effort to bring down the president. Calling out the media and calling them fake news for pushing the Russian bullshit narrative is not attacking them. If they were credible and not fake news, he wouldn't have to call them fake news. This is why people consider you at the Associated Press fake news. Prime example. Oh, attacking the media for lying and calling them out. You're going to say he attacked them for their lying and him calling them out. Fuck you. You people are pathetic. You people are pathetic. Trump stood before a familiar backdrop, a giant American flag, signs reading, jobs, 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 and of course, make America great again. Though the aftermath of the probe was at the forefront of his mind, Trump also ticked off what he portrayed as his administration's accomplishments, including a booming stock market and victories over the Islamic State terror group. Yeah, things that he's managed to accomplish in spite of the Democrats and the left. He also framed the Democrats' presidential candidates as radical and slammed the Green New Deal as an ambitious... He slammed the Green New Deal, an ambitious, wide-ranging plan to combat climate change as a dangerous reinvention of American society. Because it is, and it's not a wide-ranging plan to combat climate change. There is no plan. Oh, my God. And the Democrat candidates are radical, by the way. You're the ones that Buttigieg, you're trying to portray him as some centrist, and he's a fucking leftist. Because you honestly think that's where centrists are these days. I mean, you people are pathetic. Or you're just trying to misrepresent him, hoping that centrists will think he's one of them. But he spent relatively little time on his administration's renewed push to overturn the Affordable Care Act, other than declare that the Republican Party will be the party of health care. He didn't present many details as to what the new GOP plan might be. Renewed push to overturn the Affordable Care Act. I mean, it's basically overturned at this point, by the way, because the DOJ is not going to fight it in court to keep it when other people are bringing it to court and it's being found unconstitutional, different parts of it. So, yeah, consider it dead. His eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., provided a high-energy warm-up act, and in particular, savaged family foe Michael Avenatti, the celebrity lawyer savaged family foe Michael Avenatti. He's not a family foe. He's a fucking spurg trying to cling on to them for some notoriety and fame, but okay. The celebrity lawyer who represented Stormy Daniels, the porn star who alleged an affair with the president. Avenatti was arrested this week on charges of extortion. Yeah, $20 million from Nike. For this week only, MAGA stands for Michael Avenatti got arrested, Trump Jr. boomed, taunting the once rumored presidential candidate. And by the way, learn proper fucking English. MAGA, if you're going to use it in this context, would mean that all the things said, Michael Avenatti got arrested, should all have capitals on them for the words. Just saying. Fucking assholes. You don't even know English. You don't want to refer to the president a proper noun using proper English and capitalize the P because you're disrespectful little shits, or you're just dumb fucks who don't know English. I'm thinking the disrespectful little shits. But anyway. Loyal supporters started lining up in front of the Van Andel Arena on Wednesday evening, with some camping out in tents and sleeping bags overnight. By mid-afternoon, a crowd of thousands, many in red Make America Great Again hats, snaked for blocks around downtown Grand Rapids, just across the river from the Gerald Ford Presidential Museum. Yeah, and that shit scares you because people are showing up to his rallies. He's able to take the Mueller probe and its findings at this point and say, hey, look, I was right. It's a witch hunt. I told you there was nothing for collusion in regards to me in Russia or my family in Russia or my staff in Russia. And you don't like that. That's why you're trying to say he's weaponizing the whole thing. That's why you're trying to say he's using it as a weapon against you when he's not. You're the ones who tried to use the investigation as a weapon against him. And it didn't work. And he's now able to point to said investigations, findings, and make you look like complete and total fucking morons. And you don't like that. So he's attacking you because he's weaponizing it. Shut the fuck up, you spurgs. You pathetic spurgs. You really are pathetic. Trump's sojourn to the Midwest is expected to be the first of many. His campaign is seeking to hold 3 key states that he swung from blue to red in 2016. No, he didn't swing them from blue to red. They were more independent than anything. And large chunks of those states, like Michigan, are fucking Republican. Large chunks of Illinois are Republican. Oh my God. And those, so blue to red in 2016, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. But that may prove to be difficult to hold after midterm elections showed rising Democrat energy. No! Oh my God. The blue wave was a slow pour of blue liquid into a fucking maxi pad. Shut the fuck up. It's not going to be difficult. No problems. You guys just basically put it in the bag for him with your my Russia bullshit and the Mueller report showing my Russia is bullshit. He's got it in the bag. Deal with it. Still, advisors believe Trump's core supporters remain enthusiastic heading into 2020. Yeah, and so aren't a lot of people who are sick of you guys' shit after 2 years of Russian lies. Good job. With an eye on local matters, Trump touted his support for the automobile industry and announced he would reverse part of his administration's own budget plan, which had proposed a 90% spending cut for the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative. Trump said he would fully fund the cleanup program, offering the $300 million the program has typically received. Even before Thursday's barn burner, Grand Rapids held a special place in Trump lore. On the eve of the 2016 election, Trump's breakneck final blitz of rallies was meant to come to an end in Manchester, New Hampshire. But just days before, the Trump campaign tacked on one more rally in western Michigan City after seeing data that showed a surge for their candidate. The Grand Rapids rally didn't end until after midnight, bleeding into Election Day. Trump won Michigan by just 10,704 votes. Yeah. And that was with all of the fucking voter fucking fraud and ballot box stuffing that happened in Detroit. That's a documented fact that everyone tries to sweep under the rug because it came out during the recount when the dumb green bitch who was Hillary shill thought she would help Hillary by demanding a recount, and the second that they had more votes than they had actual voters in Detroit, they went, oh, nothing to see here. We got to stop the recount. Whoop, we're done. And he won by 10,000 votes with the Democrats stuffing the shit out of the ballot boxes. Go figure. His margins of victory in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania were similarly small. Again, because the Democrats probably pulled the same shit there. And those close to the president have long pointed to the rally as a reason for his victory. Well, I think it was just the fact that the voters were sick of the Democrats and the bullshit, and even with the voter fraud and the election fraud, ballot box stuffing and everything else, he still won. So that's how I see it. I mean, this is just ridiculous. They're literally trying to portray it as Trump using the Mueller probe, exonerating him as, they're trying to use that as, he's using it as a weapon to point that out. I mean, that's disgusting. It shows their desperation. Oh, God. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.